part of SUMMERWEEN. We are in Southern California. We made the long journey. It was about 6 hours. We got in around midnight. So yeah, we needed a good night's sleep, and now we're on the hunt for some coffee from one of the places that I've just been lusting at. I've been so excited to try the Burnt Umber coffee and tea room ever since I heard of its existence as a major fan of their tea blends. It's so sad because they don't really have any tea blends available at the moment. I think they're like redoing things, rebranding, you know, just like shuffling around stock and what have you. So hopefully good things to come from them. But yes, I'm super excited. We're actually in Southern California for a baby shower. So it was really awesome that Tom was like, well, why don't we kind of do some fun things, make the most of it since, you know, it is a long journey to get here. Let's do something fun. Okay, we are rolling up and now we just need to find parking. It's kind of like a tight squeeze in here, but it looks cute. This is a cute shopping center, huh?
It is.
Pretty cute.
It is very cute, honestly.
Okay, ooh, I think there might be like a line. What a delightful experience. I had such an awesome time. Like, trying to rip me away from there was super rough for Tom, but we do have to go to the baby shower. I got the Hallows Eve one. I think it's the pumpkin one. Hallows Eve, right, Tom?
Yes.
Yeah, Hallows Eve is the flavor I got. Great sweetness, loved it. And I mean, I could have gone for a little bit more pumpkin. I always can. And Tom, you got the...
I don't know exactly what it's called, but it was like chocolate strawberry.
And did you like it?
It was delicious. Fantastic.
Sweetness level?
Perfect. Not too sweet, but like you got the fresh strawberries and like, yeah, it was super good.
I'm mostly the person that enjoys really sweet coffee. I thought this was perfect. Makes sense since her tea blends are always like the perfect amount of sweetness for me. So a spooky success. This is what I'm talking about. Starting SUMMERWEEN off strong.
Good suggestion.
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely good, strong start. 10 out of 10.
And the decor, like literally not to mention.
Ooh, amazing in there, honestly.
Gorgeous, obsessed. Having like really fun, gorgeous, spooky themed locations like this, they're everywhere. And I get just serious FOMO seeing people post about it online. But we went and it was epic, and I highly recommend anybody to go themselves. Good morning. We are once again on our way to another spooky coffee shop. The best idea I ever had was planning our route out of town, out of the Los Angeles area, and having like these spooky little stops along the way. And for us, like, there's no way we could ever come to Southern California if our last stop is not Porto's Bakery, which if you know, you know. Okay, let's get this. Woo! Filming in the wild is always wild. I love that I'm in my little mummy t-shirt. I have a scarab beetle that I've had since I was a little girl. We have an ancient Egyptian museum in my city. I went there with like multiple grandparents of mine. Like, it was a huge piece of my lore. I just thought it was like the perfect little outfit to wear as I enjoy some spooky vibes, because I really need them. Like, I need my SUMMERWEEN to be popping off with all the spookiness. And I thought this was a perfect time to share some recent watches I've gotten up to. The one I really want to talk with you about is going to be Fear Street Prom Queen, which was such a dud for me. Please let me know what you thought about this one. For me, okay, this is how it went. So I watched it on the night that it released on Netflix. I think I got to like the 10-minute point where you have our main character who is a server. She works as like a waitress at a diner, and I think it's like prom night. She has, some mean girls, the popular crowd there at the diner where she's serving, and of course she has to be the waitress for that table. At that point I was like, okay, is this a Cinderella story or something? Like, this is wholly unoriginal, and it was just like too cringe for me. And at that point I was like, you know what, I'm gonna set this one aside. The next day I tried it again. I was like, okay, I can do this. It wasn't really that bad. Maybe it could work for me. And so I continued watching it and only got, I think, like maybe 5 minutes, no more than 5 minutes into it, a little further, where you have that one scene where the mean girl is getting all these compliments. Like literally it's like 3 minutes, 3 whole minutes in this movie where the mean girl is getting complimented on her prom dress by her mother, father, her friends come over. I'm like, okay, what am I watching? What is this? So yeah, I couldn't finish, and I don't know what happens. I don't know if it's worth it, but I feel like a lot of people gave it like a mid review. So yeah, that was kind of disappointing, but it is what it is. So yeah, all good?
Yep.
Groovy. So we've arrived apparently. But I don't see it.
Is it possible we're out of business?
Oh my God, did it go out of business?
There's like that Scardino's pizza right there. Do you see that one?
Oh, okay.
Right there in the front.
Okay, well, let's go find it.
Okay, let's go.
So they have reviews from like 5 days ago, so it must be somewhere here. Okay, I think I just saw a little coffin.
Yeah, here it is.
Yay! How cute! What a spooky little vibe. We enjoyed ourselves. We're trying our best not to compare it to Burnt Umber because their decor at Burnt Umber is immaculate. I mean, it was really fun in there too, but like the quality of their drinks it was so good at Burnt Umber, and these were like fine, but yeah, Thomas was talking about how like Burnt Umber could be the most basic coffee shop and still do really well because their coffee is so amazing. So it was just fun though to like kind of cross this one off my list. It was funny, they were playing Annabelle on the TV screen, which I've never seen before, but they had a small Annabelle in there and like a larger one, so it was really funny to experience that in such a really unique situation and place. And we have about 50 more minutes on our way heading back in the direction of home for us, which is up north, and we are going to check out the horror bodega. Again, something I've seen online, like the power of social media to market to spooky peeps, and I am imagining this place as being like kind of small but really cool at marketing to a niche of people like myself who want candies, treats, snacks that have a like horror and Halloween bent to it. So hopefully this one lives up to my expectations. Not to say like this one didn't, but I think there might be some room for maybe more consistency with their drinks and maybe like ratcheting them up a little bit more. I got like the cookie butter torture, and that one wasn't as sweet as I was imagining it. And Thomas got a cold brew. Which one did you get?
The salted caramel.
The salted caramel, yeah. And so we actually swapped drinks because his was more sweet than mine, and he's not like a big sweets guy. I hate being a negative Nancy, but I'm trying to actually do a better job at being more negative, if that makes sense, on my channel. Like more like being more honest and authentic when something is not my taste, not my preference. And especially like when it comes like reviews, I think that's like actually needed and necessary. Whether it's a review for a movie, like, you know, me not liking Fear Street Prom Queen, or maybe not super fully enjoying a restaurant. I think that's like important to be real and honest about that. Which kind of also reminds me about how I feel about like the state of like Halloween decor right now, which is kind of, you know, popping off. It's that time of year. And I've been thinking a lot lately about how like my start to Summerween is very different this year than in years past, where I really don't feel excited about Halloween decor hunting. And that's kind of shocking. And it's kind of like making putting a damper on my excitement for the start of Halloween season with the start of summer. And that's like a big reason why I am really wanting this kind of spooky vibe weekend, because I'm not getting that in my typical places that I was assuming I'd be enjoying at this point in the year. I don't know if it's because of like my taste, my preference, my disillusionment, and just like dissatisfaction with just big companies and, you know, capitalism in general, but I just have not been vibing with what these companies have been putting out. There's nothing about the Target line that I like or am excited to open up my wallet for. At home, I feel like they're just like, where's the cute stuff? Like, where are the things that I'm excited for? Like last year, I was on the hunt and never got that one bust of a young woman. It was at home, and it's kind of hard to describe, but like she's like her face like half eaten, and I was like hunting for that, and like it lit up and I was never able to find it. Like, where's that? Where's this like really cool swampy gothic line that they had? It doesn't, I don't know, they don't have like everything out right now, but usually they have things out that I'm interested in, and I'm excited to go to the stores. And now I'm just like, okay, well, I guess I'm saving myself some money. But it's like also very concerning, because there are some products that they're putting out where I'm like, y'all have been looking at Etsy, you all have been looking at, you know, Instagram, and you've been kind of, I don't know, I want to kind of say stealing from small businesses, small artists who make their livelihoods off of selling ghost portraits. It comes at a time when you have so many small businesses that are collapsing, that are shutting down because of like all of these like high tariffs and just not being able to like make it and sustain it. Like even big stores like Spirit Halloween had to shut down their like big old flagship store grand opening, citing tariff issues. If I'm always looking for like that best deal from a big company, right? How is that then impacting the small businesses in the long run? I'm just very concerned about my choices right now, and I don't feel like I have many. These are my very unpopular Halloween decor opinions, but I think, yeah, it all comes back in a way to some really important things that go far beyond just like the silliness of like home decor. I'm just always coming back to this idea of like impact and what it means to like be somebody who loves Halloween. It's like so deeply tied to like spending money, and I don't know, there's like so many issues I have with that for myself that I'm still like working through, and so I don't necessarily have like the most like articulate way of explaining like how I'm feeling right now at the start of what is for many people like myself the sort of Halloween season. I'm just like in a weird place, and as this like experience unfolds, I'll kind of get like more clear about like how to communicate that externally to folks. But yeah, I'm definitely on a journey. And so being able to like experience this weekend, spending my money at small businesses that are doing like brick and mortar stuff, like this is what feels fulfilling to me. And this is how I feel like I'm making a larger impact when I spend my money. And so that feels really good for me, like to hold up the spooky peeps who are doing, you know, the Lord's work, truly.
Right over there's a Halloween costume store.
Halloween Town costumes.
Open year round.
I've only been to this part of Burbank to go to the Portos that's in the area, but I've never really like gone further down the street where the horror bodega is. And so they have like the cutest little vintage shops, and they have like that little Halloween Town store. So cute. I didn't know it existed. I got the goods, and look, I didn't realize the Mystic Museum was so close. what a fun little adventure. The Mystic Museum had just started this new exhibit, and I didn't realize it was like a store up front, and then also you have like the little museum with all these like interactive things. That was really fun, and like that's what I'm saying. I feel like Southern California has just like the funnest, oddest little things, and I'm so here for that. All right, I got my goodies from the bodega. I also got a few things at the Mystic Museum. So I have a little spooky haul, and it's just very exciting because it's June 1st. So it really does feel like I'm getting my spooky vibes in. I think my biggest takeaway from this weekend is that there are some really awesome Halloween lovers out there who are doing some fantastic things within the like horror world. And like spooky people are seriously some of the nicest human beings ever. Like there was no moment this weekend where I had a even like remotely negative interaction with people who are part of any of these businesses. This weekend was so unplanned, unexpected, and I really feel like it gave me the start of Summerween vibe I was really, really wanting and just haven't been able to capture. And this just, yeah, melted my freaking heart. Speaking of which, it is getting pretty warm here, Southern California. This humidity, woo! It takes some time to get used to here, but I'd absolutely love to know, how are you keeping the spooky vibes alive in your life? Are you doing anything fun to inaugurate the start of Summerween? Let me know down below in the comments. Look out for tons of spooky summer content coming your way on this channel. I'll see you on my next video. Bye!